Hello everybody. Today we're going to talk about HubSpot CRM application. If you're running your marketing agency or you're part of a marketing team, or even if you're a small business and you want to grow your marketing yourself, definitely you're going to need to use a CRM tool. CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management Tool. So one of the leading CRM applications is HubSpot CRM. Today, we're going to talk about how to use HubSpot CRM. So first of all, you need to either create an account, or if you have an account, you can watch this video as well. It may be useful. You may find something that you don't know already. But if you're new to HubSpot CRM, first you need to access, and you'll find HubSpot link in the description. Also, you need to create an account. Here's how you're going to create your own account. So you click on sign up and then create your own. You can use Gmail, MSN mail, or you can create your own business email. By writing your own email, there will be verification if this website is correct, if this domain name is correct, then you can access. You'll be having some questions like the number of the people in your team, if the domain is correct, and so on, till you create your own account. After creating your own account, you'll be accessing the home page for the tool. This is from the web browser. It's a bit different from the mobile application, but I prefer to add the new data through the web browser than do some transactions later through the application. So the first thing you need to do is you need to create some contacts. You access to the contact page. To add some contacts, you need to click on from the home page, you find contacts on the top left. You click on contacts, then contacts. Then you will be headed to the contacts page. Okay, so now you find there are no contacts for me right now. So what I'll do is I'll either add one by one through contacts, the first identifier here is the email. So you enter the email of the prospect, for example, hisham@test.com. The first name, Hisham. Last name, Halmi. Then you enter if you want to add a message to this Twitter username. There are lots of fields that you can add. I'll show you later how you can add other fields or remove from these fields. But the main important field is the email. This is the identifier of each contact, so you need to have an email. Then you'll create a contact. Okay? So then you press create. After pressing create, and boom, you have a contact. Having a contact will show you all the required fields for this contact, whether there have been any companies attached to that person, the tickets, the deals, and so on and so on. And these are the personal data for the contact itself. You can add any field you want by either editing or just clicking on the contact. So in order to see the fields of this contact, what do you have for this contact? You have one of two options. First, you can click on preview, where it will show on the right side of the screen all the activities related to this prospect. Or you can click on the contact's name, and then you'll get all the data. The other way of adding a contact, you can click on import, start importing, import a file from the computer, or you can have it linked to other web application or something like that. Click on one file, one object, you select contacts, then you click choose a file, and then you can have your own contacts through either an Excel sheet or a CSV file or whatever your contacts are consisted from. So whether you add your contacts through creating a new contact or importing them from another file or synchronizing either, also with any of the tools, there are online tools. So this is what I wanted to talk about. HubSpot is an amazing tool that integrates with almost every other application because it's very big company. So it have integration method with all other platforms, and you'll see later with also social media. So if you like the view of what you're having, there are so many things that you can do regarding how you view your contacts. So either edit columns, where you can add or remove any field from the view list that you have. You can, for example, add last engagement date, where you want to know when was the last time you contacted this person, and you can move it back and forth, so you can arrange the columns you have in the order that you want. You click apply, then boom, you have the last engagement date here. You can also you can also edit the form that you want your contacts to appear. So, for example, here there are the fields that you can add for a certain prospect. You can click edit form, then boom, you have the fields that you can add for your prospect contacts. You can add all properties, where you can find here, for example, the email information, email address, if you have a quarantine for your email, and then you'll find it here. You can also move it back and forth. So these are the data that you would like to add for the first time you add a new contact. Or you can also remove, and you can keep just the data that are valuable for you. First name, last name, and email, for example. Okay. I'll leave without saving force. Okay. One last thing, if you have lots of contacts and you need to search, there are all the criteria that you can use for searching. For example, the owner of the creator. For example, you can choose the country or region your prospects are from, and so on and so on. So now you created your contact list. You know which column represent what do you need from this contact, what do you want to know about the contacts, and so on. How many contacts do you have, how many records do you have, what the phone numbers, the last engagement, and so on. Then we'll use the other field, which is companies. Creating a company is very important, because if you're going to link some contacts to their own companies, for example, right now we're going to edit Hisham. Sometimes when integrating with other applications, you'll find the company related. After creating contacts, we're going to go to the company's preview. Okay, so right now we have only one company that just created. Okay, we can, the same method that we use for creating a contact, we can create a company, we can import a company, and also we can edit the columns. So let's create a company, for example. Also we need the company domain name and the company's name as a starter. Then we can edit all the other fields, for example, test. There is not a valid domain. It needs to have a certain criteria to have it. So right now it's open with all the other criteria. So the industry, the type, the city, and so on, even the revenue of the company, description, and so on. Automatically, when you add a domain name, HubSpot goes and collects some data about this company. So this company, test.com, is based in New York, with online testing and so on, with LinkedIn, also LinkedIn profile. So some data you do not need to enter as long as you enter a correct domain name. By creating a company, some of the users that you already have related to this company will be directly connected to this company, okay? So you do not need to connect them one by one. Also, one good thing, if it's this company have a logo or something like that, it already pops up on HubSpot CRM. So after creating your contacts and your companies, you need to add some notes to each of those. Okay? For example, if you're adding a contact and you're meeting tomorrow, for example, you're going to set your calendar, but you can also so these are the notes. You can create a note, something that you can greet and meet tomorrow. Save note. Okay. This is the note. Okay. If you have any thread email coming goes, if you have any email back and forth between you and this contact, it's always helpful to see all your contacts' emails in here. We're gonna also later discuss how you can connect your email, connect your social media, and so on, so you can always be online through one point, through one platform. These are the tasks you have for yourself and your team to deal with this contact. Meetings, you can create a meeting, or you can see the meeting log between you and this prospect, what happened in earlier meetings and so on, so you do not repeat yourself. So this one beautiful thing about CRM tools are that you can always, even if you have lots of contacts, even if you have lots of meetings, you can always connect from your mobile, add just a simple note or add a meeting memo. So whenever you meet with this customer or this potential customer, you can just discuss what you talked about the previous meeting. This will show some sort of connection and some sort of personalized meetings, which is very helpful in closing any deal. Talking about deals, we're going to access the sales Talking about deals, we're going to access the sales module. We can find deals. You can create all your deal pipeline, the deal name. For example, if there's a deal in your pipeline, also we can name it tests, and we can see it as a sales pipeline. You can also add other fields, but right now there's a sales pipeline, appointment scheduled, or what's the status of this deal. For example, appointment status, the amount of deal, which is, for example, $50,000, when it is expected to close, for example, February the 1st, the deal owner, if it's yourself or no one, the type of the deal, if it's a new business or existing business, for example, a new business, the priority of this deal, which is, for example, medium, and so on and so on. And then I'm going to create this deal. And now I have all the fields required for this deal, and I can watch, me and my team can watch the amount of deal, when should I contact the prospect, and so on and so on. All the required data for this deal. So this is amazing work, where it takes lots of documentation, takes a lot of work to just recognize what you have on your pipeline, especially if it's a very compressed pipeline. You can also search for the deals, which is active and which is when it's created, when will it close. Maybe you can check for today or yesterday or tomorrow or this week, and so on and so on. And there are lots of filters where you can add for the deals that you can check. So another thing, there's the marketing emails, where you can create an email or set of emails. Honestly, I like a single email that's from HubSpot. I like only one single email when I create email. There are other tools that I can discuss in other videos for tools that have better workflow for emailing. But right now let's check how to create an email. There is a regular email where you can just type one email, automated, where you can write like a scenario for multiple emails, like follow-up emails or triggers that you can put to either send another email or not. For example, if the prospect did not reply within 3 days and so on, you can send another email, or you can send a monthly email newsletter, and so on and so on. And all these emails have unsubscribe buttons, so if your prospect user are not interested in accessing your email service anymore, they can just unsubscribe, and that's and that does not violate the international privacy policy. Also, there's a blog. If you have a regular blog and you want to access through that, you can do that from here as well. But let's check the regular email. It's the same as the automated, but the automated have some other features if you want to have more than one email. Of course, there are the simple or the welcome or the plain email, but what I love most are the newsletter and the promotion, where you can have some images added and some data with this. Of course, this is the free account as well. You have only on the free account you can have some basic templates, but if you have a paid account, you can have lots of templates that are fitting with certain products and so on. But let's check the promotion, which comes with the basic features, which is the free email service. Of course, the free email, you can have up to 2,000 emails sent, 2,000 contacts, about 50 templates that you can create for yourself and your team. So it's pretty enough if you do not have that amount of emails sending and so on. the automation thing is not working for the free service, but you can as well have 2 weeks of free trial without credit card required. That can help you decide whether you're going to need the paid version or for the free version. Okay, so let's check the email. You can add your company's logo by clicking here. You can replace this photo with your own logo. What you want to promote, the image. Of course, there's also a default value text to replace the image, because this image can also have a link where when the prospect clicks on the link on the image, it can be redirected to elsewhere. But there's another option, because if you should know that you should always have, they provide text to be replacement for the image, because sometimes if you're in the junk email or something, you lose the images, so you do not want it to be blank. You want something to appear for the user, so you could create text rather than the image. Then you go to what you write as a promotion, or there are several values, and then a button if you want to have a button with a certain link that you can redirect. You can also change the color of the button. You can, well, blue is the favorite color, but yeah, you can have any other color, whatever you think is good. After creating an email, you can press settings. And this is your email from and address. That's your name and then your email address. The subject line is a very important catcher. So if you want it to be generated automatically, you can ask AI to create a line for you for subject line. Personally, I prefer you write your own words, because I got lots of emails and it looks all the same. So if you used AI for generating a subject line, you will find it used in lots of other corporates. So you need to be genuine about especially the subject line, the preview text. These you can create yourself, and the amount of creativity you put on this is the amount of open rate you'll get. Okay, and then if you want it to be personalized, you just click contact, for example, and then first name. And there's a default value as well, so if you want to use a global default value, or you can also create, I prefer to write partner, so if the name doesn't pop up or it's not at your database, then dear first name is good, but dear partner is better than nothing, right? Okay. Then we have shop now, great deals, and then first name. Okay. Then you need to send or schedule. So you can either send to one by one, or you can create a list for, for example, a certain country or a certain, like for example, I'm creating an email list for newsletter, for my newsletter. So I'm contacting different people in different locations. So if I'm contacting different people in different locations, I need that to appear at their own time zone. So if I'm sending to people in, for example, Japan, it's different from UK, it's different from USA. There are different time zones, and you need it to be, I prefer sending my emails at 1 to 3 p.m. It's after the lunch break, where people are done with their important tasks that they do in the early morning, but they're not yet moving out to their homes at 4 or 5 or maybe later. Right now it's getting a bit later, but like having that in the early morning, I think it gets lost within the other emails that the prospect have. So 1 to 2 p.m. is, for me, is the optimum time. And also weekdays, it's the midweek is preferable, like Tuesday or Wednesday is the top rated times where emails like that can get opened. Anyway, if it's a newsletter, you can send it after working hours where someone can read at home. Anyway, so now you can name your list, for example, US, and then you describe it with US clients. Then you create your own list, selecting the criteria that you're going to select this email from. It's loading. It's a bit slow today. After creating your list, you're going to go back to the email where you can refresh to find your new list. So now you can select from the list you created. Then you have one prospect of one. You can also do not send it to someone special or as another list and so on. If you want to send to all except one list, then that's fine as well. You can also, if you're on a paid account, you can also create your own workflow where you can have, as I said, more than one email at a time, or like an email right now, another email with after 3 days from the first mail, and then you can select the workflow that you need using the workflow. But as for now, we're going to send a single email. We can schedule, as I said. Now, the time scheduled in here is based on your own time zone. So you need to select carefully what time zone are you following, because you'll calculate your time based on this time zone, okay? So you can either select based on your time zone or the contact's time zone. So you can, if you have different contacts and you don't want to send each list by itself, you can select on the time zone of the contact. So let's select, for example, 1:30 p.m. and we want it to be sent today. We can make it tomorrow because we don't know today is passed for the different time zones or not. Anyway, so we're going to select the time zone. For myself, I prefer doing that manually, because sometimes prospect is because the head office is in UK, for example, but the prospect is in US, so the time zone will be selected based on UK. But if you put country or region for your prospect in, as a US citizen, as a company, then you'll be able to do that yourself. Okay. Then you click review and send. They'll suggest stuff that can be added, and then email can be scheduled. Okay. This now I have a scheduled email where I can check. This is the page where you can check each email, the percentage of the delivery, how many bounces you have, how many unsubscribed, and how many spam reports. This is very important for having a healthy email. You need to have less bounce rate and less unsubscription. The least the better, okay? Of course, spam reports puts your email directly into the spam for prospects, and that's not healthy for your email. You can also check which links did users click, and if you're doing some A/B testing, that would be very helpful to know which unique clicks and which clicks were for each product you provide. So maybe the next email will be directed to people who also clicked on certain links. Okay. So another thing that you can use from the marketing of HubSpot CRM is the ads. So you need to connect to your social media, for example, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and connecting to these accounts will let you access and control your social media ads through HubSpot. Okay, so I'm not connected right now, so I'll use the quick demo. So for example, I'm currently running ads. So they'll show you which ads are created and their performance, and then how many impressions did this certain ad created, how many clicks, how many contacts were generated. And it would be very beautiful if you connect your email, your social media, your forms, so all you can manage from one location. That's how CRM works anyway. So here's the email, here's the advertisement where you can click the image. This is your page, and here's the headline, the body, and so on. And it will show you how you can target your target audience, the budget you'll create, and how it is automated. And now you click publish, and then you have your ad just like that. Of course, you can name it, because later you're gonna have lots of you can have lots of ads from here. Okay. So today to sum things up, we talked about contacts and how to create a contact, how to import some contacts, and how to update contacts, and how to search for contacts. The other thing is the companies, how to also add a company, relate a company to certain people, or connect your companies to the contacts, and so on. Then we talked about deals and how to pipeline your deals in order to have everything in line. So lots of money are lost in unattended deals, or a prospect asking you for a certain deal, then you forget about it, then you lose this contact based on your busy pipeline, and you cannot recall everything yourself. Then the marketing, emails and ads. And in another video, I'm going to talk to you about how to create your own website through HubSpot free CRM. So it's amazing that what you can do from a free landing page and a free website building. Of course, that comes with the HubSpot logo, and if you're going to lose that, you'll pay a small amount of money in order to have lots of features. Now I'm going to talk about how to create your own profile to get the best. Clicking on a profile, then clicking profile and preferences, you'll open this page for your profile. There are lots of stuff in here. So first we're going to use the name, the data, and so on, the phone number. Then we're going to click on the email. You need to connect your email to your email server. So if you're doing that yourself for your own business or for your startup, that's fine. If you're not, then you'll ask your IT department. Then you'll ask your IT department to do that for you. It's fine as well, but it's just a simple process of connecting. And HubSpot also have automated connection for lots of servers such as GoDaddy, Gmail, Hotmail, whatever email server provider you're using, they connect directly. You can also use HubSpot calling service. You can create your own HubSpot calling, where you can use calling prospects from your computer directly. You can connect to your calendar, also any calendar that you use for your iPhone, for example, or for Google calendars or Zoho calendars, whatever calendar you're using, HubSpot will connect directly. So these are the things you need to connect with your apps. For example, if you're having an app and you need to know how many downloads you had and so on, the marketplace, the email server provider, the domain, your domain, and so on, your social media, it's very important as well. So when you access to HubSpot, like you're accessing your whole office from here. That's very beautiful. Okay. So I'm done today with the HubSpot video.